Right, let's go. Let me just get my seatbelt on. Start the, I was going to say start the engine, but start the motor, the electric motor. And try and reverse out now without hitting anyone. What's up, Lucky? What's up? Anyway, welcome guys. So this is, I've not been very consistent with my podcast. I think I started it a year ago. So I'd say we're starting from scratch again. And I've got a bit of a different concept this time. So I've been chatting to the girls, my team. I'm probably going to call them the girls. So Alexis and Amanda, who manage all of Woodley. They do all the walks in Woodley. So I've just done we're in Bracknell as well, and I've just done the walk in Bracknell this morning. We're trying to expand more to Bracknell now. Woodley's going really, really well. Bracknell I've kind of not done so well with, especially with COVID. Actually, it's been harder, but it's all good. In time, it will grow, and that's what I'm working on. But yeah, so the concept of this podcast really now is I was debating on doing like in-person podcasts and stuff. Thank you very much. Someone's let me go. And then I was like, I don't know if I'm trying to work on like what would I be consistent with, because I'm doing all this other stuff and I've got some good news to talk about at some point. Probably not on this episode, but on another episode. And I was like, well, why don't I do a podcast where like I'm just out and about. Like right now I'm driving home. So, but the idea is to actually speak to Alexis and Amanda on their walks and have a good chatter with them, talk about some certain topics. I want to talk about climate change. I want to talk about what we're, introducing into Project Pet, like things we've been doing. Because there's been a lot of changes actually with the business, and just talk about anything to do with dogs, and even some product reviews, some stuff that we're using. And I think that'd be really interesting. And there's not really another podcast where a dog walker is talking about their sort of documenting what they're doing as a podcast, really. And that's what I want to do. And I think my clients will be interested in it, and just fellow dog walkers, dog trainers, people in this industry. I think you'll be super interested in this. And I think that the way that I speak on the podcast will improve. It's not going to be great now because it's not necessarily awkward. Like I can. Everyone talks to themselves, don't they? I almost feel like I'm talking to myself now, but I do feel like I'm talking to someone at the same time. But sometimes, there might be some weird pauses. Because I am an awkward guy. I am an awkward guy, so I know it, and I try to use that actually as a quality, as a strength instead of a weakness. So just allowing my awkwardness to splur all over the place. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm doing with this podcast, and I wanted this episode to sort of be an introduction again, because when I last started it, the business was in a completely different place, whereas now I feel like it really is a proper business. We've got a model, a really good model. We're slightly different to other dog walkers, and I think we're providing a brilliant service, a top quality service, and everything's going pretty good. And this year's been an interesting one. I don't really want to go into this too much because you can go on the news and get depressed by it. But obviously you can tell I'm talking about coronavirus. And if I'm, I won't lie, it makes me quite depressed thinking about it. And I definitely at the beginning of the year, or when it started, and when we went into a proper lockdown, my anxiety was through the roof. So people close to me will know, not even some people close to me, because I don't really talk about it, but I have something called anxiety, and it seems to be quite a trend for everyone to have anxiety, but I've had it for about 10 years now. And when COVID hit, I thought I'd be okay, but I pretty much gave myself, this sounds ridiculous, but I pretty much gave myself symptoms of COVID, or they weren't even symptoms, that it was mainly like breathing issues and stuff, and that's what I generally did. My mind messed with me, because I was like, oh no, I'm going to get COVID, and it was I didn't want to get it. I didn't get it. I haven't got it, and I'm all right now. But I think a lot of people were very, very anxious this whole year. So a lot of my focus has been on Project Pet and just, what can I do to keep this going? Because we did have to stop, did lose some full-time clients actually. I lost some 5-day-a-week clients. A lot of my other clients did stay, so thank you very much for clients that stayed. And of course they need us as well. It's not just we need them, it's the clients do need our service, which is good. That's what. Otherwise, what's the point in a service if no one needs it? So, and then more and more people, are coming on. We've got some quite a few new clients, which is brilliant. So yeah, this year has been a funny one. It's been a funny one, but it's been quite a learning curve, and I've learned quite a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people have actually. And now everyone knows, uses Zoom. It's crazy actually how. What this year has turned out to be. But anyway, enough of COVID. Don't want to go on too much about that. But for anyone that doesn't really know, if you're tuning in, you're sort of on the other side of the country, because we're based in Berkshire in the UK. You don't know who we are. So my name is Dan. I'm going to be the host of this podcast, and I own and run Project Pets Dog Walking. And we're like we're the UK's first eco-friendly dog walking company. So we use electric vehicles, and so we do. So I'm just driving across a roundabout then. So I'm trying to do this podcast whilst concentrating on driving. I've got to be careful. So there might be some times where I stop talking when I'm saying something just because I want to focus on driving, even though I am focusing the whole time. But so yeah, that's who we are. Short story, and it's going really, really well. So we're expanding into different locations. Got some really, really good news to talk about at some point, but I'm not going to say it here. I did say it at the beginning. I think I said it at the beginning of the podcast. But some really, really good news that I'm working on. Some stuff I've been working on, which I'm going to put out at some point. But so I'm currently driving home. And the girls, Alexis and Amanda, they are doing Woodley, so that is their location. They're smashing it there. And the cool thing is actually I've allowed myself to spread. Allowed myself to spread my wings basically, instead of like doing everything myself and being not necessarily bossy. I'm not really a bossy boss. Is this person gonna let me go? Thanks. The girls know that I'm not really. I'm a boss when I need to be, and I always am. Being a boss, but I'm a friend, and I'm chilled and relaxed, and I feel like I'm building a good culture. I'm not one of those typical. I've always been against those typical bosses that speak to you like rubbish and don't care. You know what I mean? I'm the opposite to that. So, which is why I think anyone that comes and works for me, especially when this grows, will have a lot of fun, because we're just all having fun. Really, this is what this is a dream for anyone, to start a business and just have fun and make money, and that's what we're doing. Obviously there's days where it's not as fun, there's things that happen, that's life, isn't it? But I feel like we've got our group chat on WhatsApp, and we'll chatting away on there, and we're really good friends. So but anyway, so allowing Alexis and Amanda to take full control really of Woodley. They're picking up the dogs, they're doing the walks, they're making, we've got the group chat that we go back and forth on, but I've been able to step back, allow them to do it, and it's been working wonders, and I've needed to. And I always was worried that clients would be like, oh, but Dan, I want you to walk dogs, and I've always been conscious of that, and I think the clients have really adapted well to the slow transition of having the girls sort of take that more of that role on, and so I'm super happy with them. They're doing a really, really good job. And Alexis has been working for me for a couple of years now. Amanda's recently started. I used to work with her dog kennels for years, and so I've known her for 5 or so years. I think it's about 5 years. So it's always good to nab someone else's employee. No, I'm only joking. But no, it's working really, really well. So I'm trying to expand Bracknell now. So I'm doing Bracknell, and now I'm on my way home, and I will go home now and go on the laptop, do some work, some stuff with marketing, and just anything really that anything I'm working on to really grow Project Pet. So what I'm trying to do with Project Pet is I want to grow this nationwide. But I want it to be, a nationwide brand, but still have that local feeling, So it's not like, how do I explain it? So, we're going to be known around the UK, but I still want it to feel like, we're this local dog walking company. It's kind of really, do you know what I mean? And I think we're doing a good job of just, having that sense of, we know what it's, we obviously know what it's like to be a local dog walker, because that's the roots, that's where we're starting. So as this grows, that is going to be, part of our mission, to have that local feeling, that local service. So I'm excited for that, and it's going to be a long process, but I want this to be. The idea of this is to make it a movement. So it's a brand, but I want this to be a movement. That if any of you have recently watched David Attenborough's new movie, A Life on This Planet, and and even just with COVID and just things that are going on at the moment in the world, it's not good. Humans are destroying this planet, and I know I've just taken a bit of a shift here, but just work with me on this one. But yeah, humans are destroying the planet, and I was like, this is just not good. Like, I can't start a business and then destroy the planet as well and be a hypocrite. So that's why I've gone ahead and done this. I want this to be I want to be the leading dog walking company, but leading it sustainably. And I think that I've definitely got what it takes to do that. So I want to really disturb and disrupt this industry and shake everyone's heads, and be the voice for the planet really in this industry, and just let people, because obviously there's most dog walkers, not to like put shame on other dog walkers for using vans that are fueled with fossil fuels, using diesel, petrol, because people are conditioned to that. That's what the majority of people use. But I think people are now realising that EVs, electric vehicles, are really starting to take over. And if I'm sure most of you will know what a Tesla is, and that's actually one of the reasons why I did this. My biggest inspiration is Elon Musk, and he's a huge inspiration to mine, and it's one of the reasons why I am doing Project Pet electric, because I want to be at the forefront of changing this industry. Same with Elon Musk wants to change the way humans commute, the way we instead of using fossil fuel vehicles, going to electric vehicles. And there's loads and loads of Teslas on the road. We've got a Renault Kangoo, we've got a Renault Zoe, so Renault's doing a fantastic job. So yeah, I'm super happy with how things are. No, I've just gone down this road and I think is it flooded? Oh no, it's okay. There's a back road that I go down, and it's been raining quite heavy, and the rivers flood really easily, or really quickly, should I say. But it's really high. It will tip over. Any more rain, it's going to tip over. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm super excited. I wake up every day and I love what I'm doing, which is always a bonus. You don't want to be waking up and not liking what you're doing. So for anyone that wants to quit their job, this is the perfect year, by the way. I don't want us to go off again on a different tangent, but for anyone that wants to do something they've always wanted to, just go for it. This is the perfect year for it. There's lots of things are a little bit slower this year. It's the perfect time to be like, screw it, I'm not gonna do this crappy job that I don't like, I'm going to go all in on this idea that I've wanted to do, and that's what I've always done, and it's working. It's not been easy. It's been very tough actually, but I wouldn't change it for the world. And and I feel like I've got a sense of purpose. I'm on a, as I kind of put it before to people, I'm on an eco mission, and that is what I wake up every day to do. I want to change the industry and really help the planet. Although it's just going to be a small help, it's a help overall. So I think what I'm going to do is end the podcast here, and my next podcast will hopefully be with either Amanda or Alexis, having a chat with them on a walk, and you can get to know them a little bit more on a personal level, and kind of go from there really. So I'm super excited for that. So for any of you that have tuned into this and you've got to the end of this podcast, thanks for listening, and I will see you, or I will speak to you in the next one.